Thomas's Frosty Friend. Winter is a very busy time on the island of Sodor. The engines work hard, even when the railway tracks are covered in snow. Percy has lots of mail to deliver. Gordon carries lots of passengers on the express. Thomas is busy too. One morning, he went to Brendam Docks. I must pick up the logs for Farmer McCull, he puffed. Thomas met his friend Percy at the signal. He was very excited. Look what's over there, Thomas, he peeped. The children had a huge snowman. I've never seen such a big one, said Percy. Peep! Neither have I, said Thomas. When the signal changed to green, Thomas steamed away. Suddenly, the wind lifted the snowman right off the ground. Thomas didn't see its ropes get caught on his buffers. He didn't know the snowman was travelling along with him. Thomas stopped at the level crossing. Suddenly, the snowman bobbed around in front of him. Thomas didn't know it was a balloon. He thought it was a real snowman. What are you doing here, Mr. Snowman? Cried Thomas. You must go back. The children will miss you. Thomas raced away from the crossing. If I go very fast, the snowman won't be able to keep up with me, he chuffed. Thomas met James at Brendam Docks. Thomas, what are you doing with that snowman? James said. Oh no, he's still here, said Thomas. Mr. Snowman, I told you to go back to the children. Why are you still following me? Thomas steamed off as quickly as he could. He hoped the snowman wouldn't follow him. Why have you got that giant balloon tied to your buffers? Called James, but Thomas didn't hear him. Whoosh! Thomas stopped at the station. Farmer McColl said, What are you doing with that snowman, Thomas? Oh no, tooted Thomas. Mr. Snowman, please go back to the children. Why are you still following me? Thomas steamed off as quickly as he could. He hoped the snowman wouldn't follow him. Thomas! Called Farmer McColl. Why have you got that giant balloon tied to your buffers? But Thomas didn't hear him. Thomas had to stop at the signal at Maythwaite Station. Emily was there, picking up passengers. What are you doing with that snowman? Said Emily. The wind blew the snowman. He bobbed and bounced around in front of Thomas again. Mr. Snowman, I told you to go back to the children, cried Thomas. Why are you still following me? Thomas steamed off as quickly as he could. He hoped the snowman wouldn't follow him. But he did! Poor Thomas! He didn't know how to make the snowman go back to the children. Then he had an idea. I'll hide from him, he whispered. Thomas jumped into a lonely siding. The snowman was behind him. Thomas couldn't see him. I think he's gone back to the children, he tooted. Suddenly, the wind blew the snowman in front of Thomas again. He was still following him. I must tell the Fat Controller about this, cried Thomas. I need his help. Thomas raced to Maythwaite Station. Farmer McColl and the Fat Controller were there. Please, sir, peeped Thomas. I don't know what to do. I told the snowman to go back to the children, but he won't stop following me. I can see that, laughed the Fat Controller. The snowman is a balloon, Thomas. His ropes are caught to your buffers. He's not following you. You are pulling him along. A balloon? Whistled Thomas. I thought snowmen were made of snow. Not this one, said the Fat Controller. Thomas took his frosty friend back to the children. They waved and clapped when they saw Thomas chuffing along with him and untied his ropes. Bye, Mr. Snowman, tooted Thomas. You won't follow me this time, will you? The balloon bobbed around from side to side. "Peep," said Thomas. "I think that means no."